Well, you said that you regretted telling Pete Davidson to date older women.
I was fucking joking.
You don't regret it?
I mean, nah, I don't fucking regret it. Like I was just saying, like, I think the term was like, yo, I got my own fucking problems. I shouldn't have been telling him shit. Like, that's what I was saying in the moment.
That was right after the Ariana Grande
yeah, I still think that, hey, salute Pete, that was that shit. You know what it is, too? Because I don't take shit seriously, especially that type of shit. We sitting here talking about pedophilia and true, you know, racism. And so then when the next subject is Pete Davidson, Ariana Grande, I don't give a fuck.
Right, because she was of age.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in the ideas of when we're we could talk about some real shit where this is, you know, life-altering situation. And then we talking about two rich kids dating. Like, who gives a fuck? like it doesn't, and that's kind of how I approached it, but not really taking like, you know, that's important to Pete, that's important to Ariana, like that's their lives in that moment. But to me, it's like, it's silly and it's funny, and I'm gonna joke about, like, if I'm gonna joke about racism and all of this shit, then I'm gonna definitely joke about some shit that I really think is insignificant. So at the time, it was like, sometimes, you know, I'll be out there talking too much shit, and I forget that these people really care about that stuff.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's always been the thing of older men and younger women. That's been in society, I think, since the dawn of time.
Well, in my case, you know, younger men and older women.
Right. You went the other way. You went the cougar route.
Facts. All facts.
You know, and I remember when they had that R. Kelly, Gayle King interview.
Right.
Where she asked, you know, do you want to date women close to your own age? And he said, I don't look at age, I look at legal.
I'm a grown man who loves all women.
I love all the women.
Like, I mean, we all can see, like, R. Kelly definitely needs a better publicist. Like, that just, like, he should never, I don't know whose idea it was to put him in, you know, in an hour-long interview, just raw and uncut. But I think what he was trying to say, obviously, is that as long as women are legal, then he sees it as free game, which to me, I think is a horrible thing as well, because there's in, 40-something states, 16 is legal. I got a daughter. If I see my 16-year-old daughter with any grown-ass man, we got problems. I'm willing and ready to go sit down and do 25 if there's a grown-ass man talking to my 16-year-old. But that's legal in so many places.
Well, you see Puffy supposedly dating Lori Harvey. Yeah. And what's that age difference?
That's like
20-something years.
But at least she's anything buff.
Let's look it up. Lori Harvey.
She's what, 23?
Let's look it up. Let's look this up.
And he's 49.
He's 22.
22 and 49.
Diddy is 49 years old.
Oh, man.
That is a 27-year difference.
Do you have a problem with that?
That's an interesting question. Do I have a problem with that? Not so much.
I wouldn't have a problem with that, but I'd be heartbroken if that was my daughter.
Yeah. And they're hanging out with Steve Harvey and her mom and everything else like that.
To each his own. But I would feel like I failed as a father.
I think most
if I'm sitting across from the table with a dude the same age as me that's dating my daughter.
Yeah.
I would feel like I failed.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Her mother is 54 years old. Her mother is 5 years older than Puffy.
But on the flip side, I want to say, like, Mariah and my mom is like in the same age. They hang out. My mom's older than Mariah, obviously, but they not that far.
How much older was Mariah than you?
I believe like 10 years.
10 years.
And then my mom had me when she was 16.
Really?
Yeah. So.
How old was your dad?
Same age.
Same age.
High school. Yeah, they had me when they was in high school. So technically, my mom could have went to high school with my ex. Maybe she's about like 6 years older than her.
Women mature faster than men.
Facts.
27 years is a bit of a stretch. But at the end of the day,
I can't speak on what that man got going. I honestly...
The money obviously plays a big role.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I only say that, but
Absolutely.
Think about how many grown-ass broke men are dating young girls.
You think that Lori's Lori's parents would be okay with her dating a 49-year-old truck driver?
If he was a good truck driver, if he
How do you
got
think that
benefits,
conversation would go?
you can't. First of all, she's 22. You can't tell her what to do whatsoever. Even as much as I feel like I would feel as a father, if my 22-year-old daughter who's grown, she can do whatever she wants to do. 16 is different. You still in my house. Like, I still have reign.
Well, 16, I mean, I understand that 16 is legal in some states. I completely disagree with that.
Yeah, right. But 22 is an adult.
As is 18. As is 18.
I feel like,
It's a slippery slope.
yeah.
It's a slippery slope.
That's why I said I've never met Lori Harvey. I don't know how
haven't
mature
either.
she is.
The first time I saw her, she was dating
His son?
no, well, there's that. That's even crazier. But she was with Trey Songz.
Right.
You know, and Trey is probably in his 30s.
Grown. But even like me, I interact. 22 might be a little too young, but I interact with girls that are in their early 20, 25. Like
Trey Songz is 34. So Trey Songz is 12 years older than her.
We don't see
No
no
one
problem
seemed
with
to
that.
have a problem with that. 12 years is still a sizable gap.
right. But that's what I'm
27
saying.
years.
I've had that gap several times. 27 though. That means they would still be in like junior high right now.
Yeah, I mean, you could keep. I mean, listen. If you
Elementary
try to go
even.
back to like, oh, it's a 12-year-old dating a
Yeah,
1-year-old.
that means
Like,
that,
yeah, I
like,
mean, that sounds
27
crazy.
years, they still be like in the third grade fucking with me.
You can't go back in time and try to justify. But then again, I mean, look at Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Sizable gap.
Jay-Z, let's look it up. Jay-Z is 49. Beyonce is 37. That's a 12-year gap. No one seems to make a difference over the 12-year, 13-year, whatever. 27-year, people are starting to kind of trip.
Right.
But having money, I think, changes the whole thing.
But that, again, it goes back to how we view society.
Yeah.
Men having multiple women, younger women, harems, concubines. It's been going on for ages.
Since the beginning of man.
Yeah.